The idea of the Loupedeck CT is that it is an extension of your keyboard, not a replacement. When I'm editing videos, I already have a bunch of keyboard shortcuts that are muscle memory at this point, and this doesn't need to get in the way of that. Rather, the Loupedeck CT is enabling you to do additional actions outside of those keyboard shortcuts that you already have set up, or at least that's how I've been using it. Now, before we begin, I do want to thank Loupedeck for sponsoring this video and sending me the Loupedeck CT to test out and review, but all thoughts and opinions in this video are my own. Now, this actually isn't the first time I've used the Loupedeck CT. Years ago, when I worked with the Mondo Bytes channel as his shooter and editor, we did do a video with the Loupedeck CT, and I got to test it out and use it over a few different edits. And honestly, I don't think my opinions have changed much since back then. I still think that it is a wonderful tool and additional accessory to my keyboard while editing. By the way, if you haven't seen Armando Ferreira's channel, which I'm sure you have, but just in case you haven't, the link will be in the description to it. You should go check it out. I really like the compact, clean design of the Loupedeck CT. In fact, it's small enough to fit in my backpack if need be, which is pretty cool. Now, the knobs and various buttons have a very premium tactile feel, making it wonderful to use. But the actual magic is what it allows you to do, so let's go ahead and mess around with it a little bit. Now, one of the first cool things about the Loupedeck CT is that it's not limited to just your various editing NLEs like Premiere Pro or Final Cut, but it works in lots of different applications, including just macOS Finder. So right here, you can see we have things like Safari, Spotify, Messenger, and YouTube, as well as a lot of different options as well. But let's go ahead and just click into Spotify, for example. In Spotify, I have control over things like play pause, next song, and then I also have Spotify volume as well. So I can increase the volume, I can decrease the volume, and that is completely separate from my Mac OS volume, which I can control with this one right here. So that is my actual computer volume, and then over here is the Spotify individual volume, which is really, really cool. Okay, but now let's go ahead and open up Premiere Pro, which is my unfortunate editor of choice, but of course the Loupedeck will work with Final Cut or DaVinci Resolve as well. I just use Premiere Pro. I'm gonna open up just a random project here. This one will work just fine. And one of the things you'll notice is that automatically the Loupedeck has changed up how it looks. It went from the main Finder page to now this one where we have editing, color, and audio. So these are the different workspaces within Loupedeck. So if we go ahead and click on 1, now we've opened up the editing page, but if I click on 2, it's color, and 3 is audio. So let's go ahead and stick with 1 for now. So right here, you can see how I personally have my Loupedeck CT set up. But what's great is that all of these individual buttons, knobs, and touchpads can all be individually customized in the Loupedeck CT application on your computer. It's just a drag and drop system. So if you have anything in particular that you would like to change, you don't like how this is laid out or that's laid out, you can customize it to your workflow specifically. But this is how I have mine set up. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and demonstrate how I've set up the Loupedeck to better support my editing workflow specifically. And to do that, I actually took the footage that we just shot, and now we're going to edit that in Premiere Pro. So this should be pretty cool. So one of the things that I'm gonna do is go ahead and grab an A-roll shot and just go ahead and drag that over into my editor. And then I'll also grab my secondary shot, which is the shot that I have of the Loupedeck itself. And I'll grab the corresponding shot and also just drag that into my editor. Now, one of the things about editing when you have multiple cameras is that you inevitably need to do some synchronizing. So we do have our 2 shots here, and normally how you would do that is you would highlight them all, right click on this, scroll down until you find synchronize, and then click synchronize. But that's way too many steps. I want that to be a lot faster. So what I've done is I've actually programmed it so that I just touch this button and it opens up the synchronize page. I hit enter, and there you go. Now my clips here are synchronized between the Loupedeck CT angle and then my talking head A-roll angle, which is pretty amazing. Another thing when I'm importing footage into my timeline is that a lot of times we're recording at various different frame rates. And so I want all things to be 24 frames per second. So if we shot things at 60 FPS, I still want that to be interpreted as 24 frames per second so that that plays back as slow motion footage. And how I would typically do that is I would pull my footage up here, and then I would find anything labeled 59.94, which is 60 FPS. I would select all those things, right click, modify, and then go to interpret footage. But now what I can do is I can simply select all of my footage and then click on interpret footage, and it pulls up my page right away. saving just a few steps. And then I can change that to actually 23.98, hit enter. And now all that is converted to 24 frames per second, much faster. Now, another cool feature that I have set up with my Loupedeck CT and how I work in Premiere Pro is I can actually just select all of these various cuts. Let's say that these are actually cut how I want, not just arbitrarily
put in cuts into the video like I just did.
But I can select everything here. Let's say I did my foundation edit and everything is as I need to be. I like to add crossfades to all of my audio, and all I needed to do was hit that audio button with all the footage selected. And now if I zoom in at all the different cut points, you'll notice that right here, we have a little tiny crossfade between all of the various cuts. So now instead of having to go in individually, so before I would have to select the midpoint and then I would do Shift Command D, and that would add my crossfade, but only in one spot, which is really annoying. But now I can just select them all and then click on the audio button and it adds in those crossfades much faster. Now this is a minor thing, but in my opinion, it's actually kind of a big deal. One of the things about Premiere Pro is that full screen mode is not really full screen. It's kind of annoying. I don't know why they do this, but if I click on the little, I don't actually know what you call that key, but it's the squiggly line key, the one below your escape, it opens up this pseudo full screen. It's kind of full screen, it's kind of not, and I don't know why that's the way that it is, but it's the way that it is. But now with this, I can click on full screen on my Loupedeck and it actually opens up a true full screen view in Premiere Pro. Again, that's a small dumb thing, but I do like that I can do that pretty easily. Of course, we have other things on here which I won't get really into, but you have scale to frame size. So if you have 1080p footage and a 4K footage, you can just click on that, it'll scale it up. You have paste attributes. So if you have different effects that you want to apply to a lot of different clips, you just copy the one clip that you did the effects on and paste it all over with paste attributes. It's really great. But one of the things that I really like is enable remix. So if I drag a song into my project, just to demonstrate it for you, you'll notice that it doesn't quite go to the end of this clip. And let's say that I really want it to for some reason. Now, normally I would select the clip and then I would come over here to my tools, click on my remix tool, and then I can drag it to the length, which is pretty good. I mean, it's not a bad way at all of doing it, but let's say I want to be very specific about how I'm doing it. Well, the Loupedeck has me covered. All I got to do is have the clip selected or the music, click enable remix, and that opens up a separate remix tab here on the right-hand side. And here I can actually select the exact amount of time that I want the song to be. So in this case, let's do 2 minutes and 55 seconds, hit OK. And then as you can see down here, the song has been extended out to cover the entire length of the clip. I really love that I have that as a quick access feature on the Loupedeck. Again, all these various editing tools can be completely customized within the Loupedeck CT application on your computer. So if there's anything that you don't like set up, or you want the synchronize button to be in the top left, or you want different knobs to control different things or whatever, for instance, I have zoom control here set up and you don't like that, all of that can be changed within the Loupedeck app. So this really is as customizable to your workflow needs as possible. But let's go ahead and switch it over to the color grading section or the color page on the Loupedeck. This is where it shines for a lot of people. I'm not really a colorist. I'm pretty bad at color grading, honestly. I do my best, but this is going to potentially help me get even better with a few extra different controls. So I already have an input LUT applied to my footage here, but within the Loupedeck, without having to do anything or move these sliders, especially with a trackpad, I'm a laptop editor and doing things with a trackpad is just not very precise. I have controls right here. So I can rotate this to make it colder or warmer. I can adjust my whites. I can adjust my saturation. I'm making this look terrible because I'm just kind of arbitrarily turning various things. I can adjust my tint as well, making it, let's say that my light is a little bit green. I want to add some magenta. I can simply just rotate that and add just a few notes of magenta. We got our blacks control as well. And then of course, just simple contrast. That's just how I have it set up, but you can set it up any which way. And also these things are, which I didn't say earlier, they are touchable and slidable as well. So you can slide up and they control different things. So now it controls my vibrance instead of my saturation, which honestly, I do like vibrance over saturation. We also can control our vignetting. So now with this main dial, I can rotate after clicking on the vignette button. I can add in a vignette into my image, which is pretty amazing. Then also I have color wheel controls, which is pretty cool. So right now it's controlling my midtones exposure, so I can drag this up or down to mess with my midtones, or click over here, and now I'm controlling just my shadows. You can see that being affected right here, and then again, highlights as well. I can affect just my highlights. And this is actually a touchscreen as well. So in my highlights, I can drag it. So let's say I want my highlights to have an orange cast to it, quite terribly as that is. I can actually just drag this with my finger and have complete control over the various ways that my highlights, shadows, and midtones are controlled, which is pretty cool. And of course, again, I have full screen mode. So if I want to click into here and then control things, which I can do, giving me a much clearer view, I can still control things even without my control panels on the right-hand side, like my temperature, like my whites, like my saturation, all while in full screen mode, which can be very useful if you can't quite see it on a smaller screen like it's displayed right now. Again, there are so many different things that the Loupedeck CT can do, including macros, which means it's doing multiple things with one button press, and you can set that up really easily with the Loupedeck CT app. So really, it is only limited for the most part by what you can think of or what you decide to program it to do. I like it how it's set up right here. I find that these different quick buttons really complement well the keyboard shortcuts that I already know and use on a daily basis. So I actually dedicated an entire knob while I'm in my editing work page to just control my Spotify music. So I can actually affect just my Spotify music. So if I really need to pay attention, I can turn it down. Or if I want to listen to some chill lo-fi while I work, I can just turn it up. So yes, I dedicated an entire knob to my Spotify volume in my editing page, but it's important. It's important to listen to good music while you work. Now, just a small bit of feedback for Loupedeck. There was just a few minor tools that I couldn't find when using their application to customize my Loupedeck. Wasn't anything crazy, just a few various different things. So I would like to see in future firmware updates for Loupedeck's app and for their products, for all the tools from Premiere Pro, Final Cut, etc., to get added into the Loupedeck, because everyone's workflow is a little bit different. But again, it wasn't anything major. They have all of the important tools and shortcuts over here on the Loupedeck, so it works great. So what do you guys think of the Loupedeck CT? Do you think that it is a potentially really cool tool that you can add to your workflow, like I've been using it right now? Let me know down in the comments below. Of course, if the Loupedeck CT is a bit too expensive for you, Loupedeck has you covered. They actually have this cute little Loupedeck Live. Now this is geared a little bit more towards, live streamers and such like that compared to the Loupedeck CT, but it has all of the similar features and functions, just with a few less buttons, but it is about half the cost. So if you like the Loupedeck CT, but don't quite have the budget, consider looking at the Loupedeck Live. I hope that you all found this video useful. If you did, drop a like. Thanks again to Loupedeck for sponsoring this video and making it possible. I hope that you all have a fantastic week, and I will see you all in the next one. Take it easy, guys.